I can tell you what a carcinofluorocarbon is in my Bahamian dialect or my Bahamian Creole, and you still can get the message.
Yeah.
Stop with CFCs.
That is so important. I love that people are coming around to understanding that it's okay to use
Yeah.
your language. It doesn't make you dumb. It doesn't mean you're uneducated or that you don't care about education. It's a language and there
Yeah.
are rules of usage, and juxtaposing it with proper or thinking that it's improper is a thing of the past. And I'm glad that we're pushing it out of our collective consciousness.
The way that I do it is I incorporate it into my music a whole lot. So a lot of when I sing, depending on what it's for, uses Bahamian dialect. For example, Juicy Fruit is a play on the Maureen Duvalier Don't Touch Me Tomato, her rendition of Don't Touch Me Tomato. And of course, it is also just paying homage to some of our musical greats. And so I say, every time you come around, you're looking for something to try, always browsing my samples. But when you go by, green mango and season, you're squeezing the fruit, the riper the berry, the sweeter the juice. And what ends up happening is you have a whole lot of Bahamian adages, and you have a number of metaphors that are Bahamian or that are Caribbean or that are African that are communicated through the music, through the use of the dialect, that tell a really important message that is multifold. And people tend to get it because music kind of transcends all languages. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
People get mood, they get messaging, and they have a sense of connectivity through the music. And being able to use that as a way of preserving culture, but also teaching language is something that's always been incredibly important to me.
Yeah. How have you noticed in music? I'm jumping ahead, I know, but in musically, you have your influences, your Bahamian musical influences, and you're writing and you're singing now. How have you noticed the language and that communication and what we're referencing
Mm.
in the lyrics? How has that changed over time?
Okay, so now I'm going to put in my radio broadcasting background. When I started radio, I think it was in 2003. I was in completing my second year of college or beginning my third year of college. I was hired by Island FM and Carter Marketing as a radio host and a technical producer. What ended up happening is under the tutelage of Sir Charles Carter, he wasn't, of course, Sir Charles Carter at the time. He he taught me quite a bit about radio. At that time, there were certain words that you could not say. For example, I didn't know that Priscilla Rollins was the originator of the term bungie rollin'. You know why? Because the radio couldn't play the word bungie, which is a Bahamian word, is a Geechee word, bunki.
Mhm.
Bunki is the Bahamian version of it. The Geechee version is bunki. Um, we couldn't play that on the radio. So certain words you could not say on the radio because they were seen as crass or inappropriate because obviously, that you're referring to the posterior of a woman, however it is that you want to refer to it.
Mhm.
And so it wasn't until I performed maybe about 4 years ago, maybe five, at a Bahamian tattoo service for independence that I heard the non-radio edit. Is the bungie rolling? Yes, ma'am. Is it rolling steady? Yes, ma'am. Are the boys them watching? Yes, ma'am. I had to hear it live. Now, by Priscilla Rollins when she sang Got a Letter from Miami. Now we can say more of the Bahamian words. So you can say bungie on the radio. We have more rappers using Bahamian dialect, new Bahamian words in their hip hop. And additionally, more of the rappers are rapping in their Bahamian Creole intentionally, the
Mhm.
same way that a Jamaican would, you know, rap or they would chant or chat or perform reggae music in their own way of speaking, their own Jamaican Creole, their own Jamaican dialect, of course, depending on which communities they're from. And so it's now a case where you can automatically say that's a Bahamian song, not because the quality is poor, but because of the way that the song is written and because of the way that the lines are delivered, because of the content of the writing. And also now the music videos, they lit. They look good with a T, G-O-D-T.
I want to know, if you didn't hear bunkie on the radio, what were they replacing that word with?
So
Or was it just bleeped out? Like what? How
no,
can, okay.
no, you couldn't even, the thing is, if you even wrote it, then it wouldn't be played. And so, fun fact, the biggest box in the world is not about a box coming in on a plane. That's KB. She had the biggest box in the world I ever saw. With all she got, look at that for more. Darn about a box. I didn't learn that until I was an adult. So, Bahamians are excellent at analogies, metaphors, and we are also excellent at the entendre. And so we found creative ways to say certain things that you couldn't say in public. The same way that you found enslaved people found creative ways to mock their masters. They found creative ways to create costumes. They found creative ways to speak in a way that they can enjoy their conversations publicly, but privately. Because you don't know what we're saying, but we're talking about you. Yeah. You think you know what we're saying, but we're talking about you. Because we're speaking in metaphors, but we're talking about you. And that had me.
We know. We don't have to point. We don't have to say a word.
You pick up, if you know, you do the eye. Oh, hold on, let me check. Because it's also unspoken languages. Watch the eyes. Everybody knows with those eye movements. It's a subtle turn of the head. It's and each one of those are different, but I know you know exactly what I meant.
We just had a whole conversation.
An entire conversation. Not one verbal word spoken.